Okay, let's talk about the process we have to go through in order to convert the values we get from our grade calculator fields into an average of that category and then multiplying by weight. So basically all the math that we need to do to convert from what the user puts in to what we want to output. There are several steps. Step number one, let's grab the values from the page. So let's say the user has entered 3 comma-separated values into a field on the page. We're going to do our normal document.getElement by ID. Of course, we pass the ID, and then dot value, and set that into a variable, or x equals. The problem with x, though, is that x is going to be a single string, like that. We need to, first of all, we need to change this string into an array of elements. There's a very handy method called string.split. So if this is a string called x, if we call x.split, and we pass it the character to split on, and set the output into a variable called array, we will get an array of these numbers. Notice it split a single string into an array of strings. Every time it hit the character that we passed, the comma, it made a new element. Okay, so that's step one. We're on our way, but as you see, these are still strings. We can't do math on strings, so we need to convert them into an array. So step two is to iterate through our array, to loop over it using a for loop, and to change each element in the array from a string into a number. So we'll do that by writing a for loop. Okay, we're looping over array. And what we need to do is, for every element in the array, we need to convert it into a number. So let's say array of I equals, and there's a special method called parse int, which will convert a number, assuming it's an integer, a whole number, which is what we're working with here. It'll change a whole number string into a number. So let's pass it our string, which is array of I. Okay, and that's going to leave us with an array of numbers. All right, we are well on our way. Okay, step three, the final step, is going to be to average this array. So basically we need to write another method where we pass it an array, we add up the values, divide by length, and return an average. I'm going to leave that to you. I feel like that's something that you should be able to do without too much help. So let's say we get our average. So let's say we say var average equals average array. We pass it our array, and we get back the average, which we can see pretty easily here is going to be 80, right? All right. Now the final thing we need to do is multiply 80 times the weight. So we have the weight out in a field. We need to say document.getElement by ID. Okay, and then we need to multiply this by 100 and then multiply it by 80. So we'll say var cat score equals average times weight times 0.01. That's going to give us our category score. And then we need to do this for all of our category scores and divide by the available weight, which is going to be 100 minus final exam weight. Okay, so that's how we go from a field of comma-separated values from the page, a single string, all the way through multiplying our average by the weight to get a category score.